1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Catalyst Podcast, raw, real, and unedited. My name is Jason. You can find Catalyst at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. Now, Catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope that's what this podcast will do. If you would like to be a part of this podcast as a guest or a contributor, you can email us at catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. Welcome to episode 38. Feeling great? Episode 38. As you know, as this podcast has been evolving, it's been the good majority of it has been my journey through cancer. And we did kind of like Fable kind of pieces and trying it out. And we might go back to that. But what I guess we'll call this my trilogy here. The last couple of months, I've really kind of been doing a lot of reevaluation, self-discovery, and it's kind of led up to these last few podcasts, which were functional freezing, psychological homelessness, and now we're going to be talking about one I think is going to be a very, very big one, which is thriving alone, right? And each one of these, we did a podcast and we also did a blog that corresponded to, and we're going to do the same with this. So, before you hit the fast forward button and start thinking this is going to be just another sad and lonely rant from me, just hold on for a second, because thriving alone isn't about being a hermit or isolating yourself. It's about embracing solitude as a powerful tool for growth and self-discovery, as well as inner peace. Okay? So thriving alone is about intentionally creating a space in your life, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to connect with yourself on a deeper level. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and tapping into the strength and resilience that lies within. So think about this. We spend so much time focusing on the external validation, on fitting in, on the noise of the world. But what if the greatest source of power and purpose actually comes from within? That's the core, the essence of thriving alone. Maya Angelou has a quote that I love that perfectly captures this idea. You can't be brave if you have no courage. You can't be kind if you have no kindness. You can't be respectful if you have no respect. That's all built within you. I like that. Thriving alone is about building yourself up from the inside out. It's about cultivating that inner strength and courage that allows us to navigate the world with confidence, even when we're flying solo. So let's be honest, right? There's times in life when we're all alone. Maybe you're in a new city, going through a breakup, simply have a natural introverted personality. Whatever the reason is, there'll be periods where you have to rely on yourself. And it's okay. In fact, it can be an incredible opportunity for growth. Think about a time in your life when you were alone. Maybe it was a solo trip, a challenging project, or simply a quiet evening by yourself. Did you feel lonely, or did you feel empowered? Did you feel lonely, or did you feel empowered? Did you discover new things about yourself? If you did, you know what? Send me a message at catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. Share your experience with me, okay? Let's create a conversation. Again, that's catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. There's been several times, and I talked about them in the podcast for me. My journey through cancer, through the treatment and everything was alone. My recovery. There's been jobs these road jobs, flying from business to business or state to state and district to district and doing these trainings. And, there were times where it was like, it would be great to have somebody here, but it was something that I felt I needed to do. I felt I needed to have this moment. Can I do it? Can I make it work? Can I, do I have what it takes to kind of do it? Did I have all the answers? Did I even know what I was doing half the time? No. But I mean, that's the point of it. We're discovering things about ourselves, and we're discovering, who we really are. And, sometimes it is lonely, but sometimes it is empowering. But it's in those moments where you kind of discover these things about yourself that are so amazing that you can build on. That's really, really important. So here's the thing. Thriving alone isn't about shutting everyone out, okay? It's about striking a healthy balance between social connection and solitude. You can have amazing friends, a loving family, and you can still crave time for introspection. And it's okay. Sometimes you just need to be alone. Now, it may come off as something else to other people around you, but that's for them. And if you're honest and you let people out, just, sometimes there's going to be moments where I'm just going to kind of be quiet, or I'm just going to maybe, kind of be with myself. It's okay. It's not that I don't care or have feelings about you or concerned about you. Sometimes I just need to have a time to kind of get away and just be with me. Yeah? And it's okay to have that. So maybe you want it, or maybe you're trying to get it. How do we actually thrive alone? Well, here's a couple of tips for you. All right. Practice mindfulness, meditation, journaling, spending time in nature. These activities can help quiet the mind and connect you with your inner self. If you are one of the 3 people who listen to this podcast, the beach is everything to me. Early morning, the deep violets and darkness, and watching the earth wake up, feet in the sand, especially during the summer with the turtles, and the warm water with the bait fish to bring out the bigger fish, and the seagulls and the pelicans and the dolphins. And then as the beach wakes up and the people with their dogs, and that's some amazing stuff. So when I don't have that in my life, I feel it, man. So find it. It doesn't have to be an hour and everything. It could be like 5 minutes at a time. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 before you go to bed. Find that place to connect with your inner self. Embrace your hobbies. Do the things that bring you joy, that make you feel alive, whether it's painting, playing music, reading a book, having a podcast, whatever it is, embrace that hobby. Challenge yourself. Step outside of that comfort zone, okay? Take a solo class. Go on a weekend getaway by yourself. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish. I remember it was right after the divorce, and I didn't have my son. It wasn't my week, and I was about to have one of my visits to Moffett in Tampa. And I saw a friend of mine. They just said that they booked a solo trip for themselves and had a lot of fun. So I did that. I got myself a hotel up in St. Augustine and went up there and spent like a day and a half there, and then drove over to Tampa for my appointment. And it was just because there was so much anxiety because it was so early on in the process. It was April. I left Tampa, and this was like August, September. So, wasn't going to come back like it did last time. There's a lot of anxiety, but being able to do that was so great and so rewarding and healthy. But yeah, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to take that chance. And I guess sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it isn't, but it doesn't matter. Just doing it, just the action of it is what's important. And to help with that, reframe your thinking, right? Don't see being alone as a negative. See it as an opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. On that trip or when I do my beach walks, that's my time with me and my time with God. And it's important time to me because a lot of the truths come out when I have that conversation. So practice mindfulness, embrace your hobbies, challenge yourself, and reframe your thinking. All right, folks? Well, that's all we have time for today about thriving alone. Again, look out for that blog that we're going to be doing about it as well. Remember this, solitude is not the enemy. It's a powerful tool that you can use to unlock your inner strength and potential. All right. Now, before we go, I have a takeaway. This week, carve some time out for yourself, even if it's just 20 minutes or even 5 minutes. Find a quiet spot, put your phone away, and simply be present with yourself. Notice your thoughts, your feelings, and see what emerges. You might be surprised by what you discover. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Catalyst Podcast. Raw, real, and unedited. My name is Jason, and you can find Catalyst at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. A Catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope that's what this podcast will do. If you'd like to be a part of this podcast as a guest or a contributor, you can email us at catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening to episode 38. We look forward to bringing you episode 39. Until then, this is Jason saying, go be great.